Hello everybody, Lucas Haneman here, and welcome to an Eastman guitar feature on Guitar Tone Tuesday. Yes, it's been a while since we've talked about Eastman guitars, and heck, it's been a while since I've seen you guys on a regular basis. I've been quite busy lately with some grant projects and things like that. It's been keeping me from doing this show every single week, but please do bear with me because I love making these shows for you every single chance I get. So, what is this guitar? This is an Eastman PCH1-GACE. Got to make sure I say that correctly. PCH1-GACE. And in English, what that means is Eastman's entry level into the Grand Auditorium body shape. Yes, the Grand Auditorium, the shape popularized by Bob Taylor, I believe, in 1995. This is when the first Grand Auditorium guitars were introduced. Sometime in the mid-90s anyways. Okay. The Grand Auditorium is a great body shape because it has a very nice curvy body here with a tight waist like an OM, but a larger lower bout. A slightly larger lower bout than a typical dreadnought, actually, at 16 inches across. But because of the fact that it sits lower in your lap due to this tight waist, the lower bout actually does not feel quite as cumbersome as a dreadnought. So it's a very nice, all-around, versatile guitar, a perfect halfway point between an OM and a dreadnought. And this is Eastman's entry, I can't talk today, Eastman's entry into the Grand Auditorium body shape. With the PCH guitars, we have a solid top and laminate back and sides. So a very good, affordable guitar right here. Now this one being the cutaway version, you can only get the PCH guitars in the cutaway if you go for the Grand Auditorium shape. Okay, so the AC. And the cutaway allows you to access these upper frets, the dusty end of the fretboard, and if you're like me, it's not so dusty maybe. Yeah, it sounds nice all the way from low to high. And that cutaway makes getting up there so much easier. It's really, 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 really nice. Now, this guitar is great for all kinds of things. I mean, that's flat picking, but of course, I could do hybrid picking on a guitar like this, something kind of country-ish. Very pretty for that kind of modern country stuff, kind of folky country stuff. I really like it for that. So let's dive into this guitar and what it's got. So, solid spruce top. solid Sitka spruce top with this beautiful classic finish, which is kind of lightly bursted. Hopefully you guys can see that. Really, really nice top. Beautiful, 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 and solid again. The back and sides are laminated sapele. So we have a layer of sapele, a layer of something in between, and then another layer of sapele. And sapele, by the way, is like a mahogany substitute. So very much sounds like mahogany. You get that nice fundamental. It's a little bit heavier typically than mahogany, but because this is laminated, it's not very heavy at all. This guitar is very, very lightweight, actually. So very nice. Nice open pore finish here on the back. It really feels like a tree. It's very nice. I like that. The neck on this guitar is actually solid maple, which I like on acoustic guitars. I find the maple neck gives a little bit more snap, and it certainly makes for a very stable, sturdy guitar. I've had this guitar around for a month now. I'm borrowing it from a student of mine named Chuck, and he's on vacation down south, lucky guy. And anyways, he said, hey, why don't you borrow it and make a video with it? So I'm finally getting around to that right now. And man, stays in tune like a dream. Really, really does. So, solid maple neck. This is interesting. The fretboard and bridge on this guitar are solid Ovangkol. And Ovangkol, or Ovangkol, is a rosewood substitute. So, if no one told me, I would think it was rosewood. So, really, really nice stuff there. The fretwork is impeccable on this guitar. Just as good as my E6 OM over here. Over here. Sorry. So, just as good as the fretwork on that guitar. And Jescar frets, super smooth rounded fret ends, which is great. It's got a 25.4-inch scale length, which is your Martin scale. We have a solid bone nut, a solid bone saddle, which is very impressive. Eastman's collaboration with Fishman on this pickup in here, which is just a standard piezo. I would plug it in for you guys, but honestly, it's just a standard piezo pickup. So if you know what a piezo sounds like, it sounds like that. It sounds good, but it's a piezo. Yes. Oh, and then these kind of Grover-esque tuners over here, which are made by Ping. They're very, very nice, very, very stable tuners as well. So what an amazing guitar. Really, really, really amazing. So it sounds good. As you can hear, hybrid picked. We have not done it yet kind of finger style. So let's do that, and then we're going to dive into some bluesy stuff as well. So here's some finger style. Nice and warm right around the sound hole here. Really lightly. Get a nice warm attack. So it's nice for that subtle jazzy thing. And if I pick up a pick as well, we can do some funky stuff as well, which I love. Well, you know me, I love funky stuff, right? It does all the stuffs that we would want a guitar to do. All the stuffs. So, very quickly before I let you guys go, let's talk about the negatives and the positives of this guitar. Okay? Negatives are very small. The things I don't like about this guitar, well, I wish it had ebony pins instead of plastic pins, but that's just a tiny gripe. But it's a $450 guitar in Canada, so what can you expect? What else? Again, this is more a price point thing. I do hear a difference between laminates and solid woods for the back and sides. To me, solid wood just has more low end than the typical laminates that we see. Okay, there are exceptions to that rule when you get to very expensive guitars made by Irvin Shomogi and guys like that who do a different type of lamination. But this is, this is more your typical laminated back and sides. Just a little bit more low end would be nice. But if you play over the sound hole, then it's all good, right? You get a lot more low end, as you can hear. So that's very nice. And this is also still a brand new guitar, right? Essentially, it's only about 4 months old, so it hasn't totally broken in yet. And then the only other thing is, honestly, I wish they would leave the pickguard off. That's just a personal preference. I think it's kind of going for the Taylor thing without fully going for it. I would rather just have a pickguardless version of this guitar. My father has the AC 222 CE, which is the solid Sitka spruce and solid Ovangkol back and sided version of this guitar, and his does not have a pickguard, and I really like it. I just think it's maybe a little bit more original. So those are just minor gripes, and those are mainly cosmetic things, right? The things I love about this guitar, one, the fretwork and the neck. I could play this guitar all day long. And I love the feel of the body of this guitar. I love the dimensions. I love the size of it. I love the fact that it's stable, the fact that it stays in tune. And I can go on and on about things I love about this guitar. It's pretty much everything except for the 3 tiny little gripes I had. I really, really am impressed for the price point. Again, my student purchased this for $450 here in Canada, which is about $350 in the States. So very reasonable price, considering how much guitar you get for the money and how well it really does stay in tune. And it takes the beatings I put it through, which certainly is saying something as well. Who is this guitar for? I think it's for a player who is looking to not fight their acoustic guitar anymore, and they're maybe looking for that step up from the entry level guitars, your low end Fenders and, et cetera, et cetera. This guitar certainly is a big step up from those. The neck feels phenomenal, as I have said. And it's also for people who are looking for a bar beater guitar that they can take and maybe play their first coffee houses. Even, hey, if you're a semi-pro musician who's looking to go on the road and you don't want to worry about your guitar, maybe you're playing some undesirable venues, this guitar, if it were to get stolen, it would suck, but it wouldn't be the end of the world from a price standpoint. So it's gig ready with a pickup and everything like that. So there's not much more to say. I recommend the PCH series of Eastman guitars to so many of my students. In terms of student guitars, it's Eastman and Yamaha all the way. I love those two brands. I love what they do and what they're putting out these days. It's just phenomenal. So let me know if you have tried any of the PCH guitars from Eastman. Do you own one of these PCH Grand Auditoriums? Let me know what your experience has been. Are you looking to find one of these? Let me know, and maybe I can try to help you out. So please do like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to ring that notification bell, and we shall see everybody again extremely soon. Have a good one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.